Good
Hey
morning.
everybody, welcome. Tonight we are going to be with James Ketchum and we're going to be looking at soundboard. This is the Team Fuel call and my name is Leanne Harris and we are thrilled to be learning this new social media platform. So James, take it away. It looks like you've already got control of the screen.
Cool. So as Leanne said, my name is James Ketchum. I am with a company called Edge Theory. We are in Jackson, Mississippi, so just a couple hours south of the Juice Plus home office in Memphis. Just to give you a little background on how we got here, we got connected with Jay Martin going on 2 years ago through a local NMD and presented the idea to him. He really liked it, and so he pushed us over to his marketing team, Meredith Martin and Ben Tacker, and we started working with them on rolling this out. And you might have heard of the original version. It got launched from the stage at the Sacramento Spring 2015 conference by my CEO, Joe Stradinger. We had thousands of people sign up for it that weekend. But then corporate just said, you know what, we kind of just want to see how this goes organically. And so they tucked the link away into the virtual office, and there it sat without any further promotion or really notification. And so people just kind of found it as they found it. And over the past year and a half, we had about 8,000 people across the US and the UK sign up for the version that was rolled out. It was, again, Twitter only. But as we were working with corporate on the feedback they were getting from the field, folks said, you know, we really, really like this. We like having this content provided for us. Can you all provide content for us on Facebook as well? And so in working with corporate over the spring and summer, we rebuilt the soundboard. If you were signed up for the original Twitter only version, those messages stopped going out October 31st. And so we are now in the process of just, again, spreading the word about this organically. We're working with corporate. I had a great call with Janet Black today, actually, in the home office on how we can, make this an official, widely broadcast piece of news across the Juice Plus Nation over the coming months. But we're also, what you're going to see tonight is a service, but we also see ourselves at Edge Theory as an ongoing education resource. So please don't consider this just a one-off call and then I send you on your way. I want to connect you with ongoing education resources, and that you can see us as an arm of your brand in 2017, because, a lot of people say, social media is important, but at Edge Theory, our philosophy and the reason we built the company is that word of mouth is really powerful. It's probably why you became a Juice Plus representative, is because you took the products, you had a very powerful experience through that, and then you thought, you know what, it's probably going to be pretty easy for me to share what has happened to me and my family, and you saw the business opportunity and took it. So we see that word of mouth as, your best tool that you've got in your tool belt. Social media is that platform now. And so how do you leverage social media to be that word of mouth platform for you? And that the answer to that is through content. So what we're going to talk through tonight is the benefit of having a robust presence on Facebook, not just a consumer, but a producer. Same thing with Twitter. It's a very different platform than Facebook. I'm going to show you how Soundboard provides the content for you on those platforms. And then as we have time, Luann, do we have a hard stop at any point?
No, we typically are done by 9 o'clock.
Okay, I will shoot for that, and certainly we'll take questions as we go. But if we have time, I want to show you how these scheduling tools help make your life even easier than Soundboard already makes it. So again, just like Jay said at Fall Conference this year, the whole goal is to help you all as representatives tell a better story. We are not here to promote Juice Plus, Juice Plus, Juice Plus all day. We are here to zoom out and help you talk and own the healthy living conversation. So we want to help you with this content, talk around the brand, so that when it's time for the conversation to turn to Juice Plus on social media, it does not come out of nowhere for your audience, and that people see that as you are sharing this healthy living content, that you are an authority on the topic, and that you are, walking the walk as well as talking the talk. So that's the goal. On a little fun side note here, we have been giving away Apple Watches. So if you use this particular link to sign up, I'll keep this link up throughout the presentation. That will tie you to tonight's webinar. And so especially for those folks who may be joining us after the fact on the YouTube video, you have through the end of the year to register. If you have previously signed up for the soundboard, either through you found it through Facebook or somebody told you about it, or you found it in your virtual office, please email me your name, and I'll show you my email at the end, and I will make sure you're included in the drawing for this particular group. So on that note, let's get into a little bit about the value of these two platforms that I probably don't want to step on anybody's toes, but assume most all of you, if not all of you, are very comfortable and familiar with Facebook, but probably less so with Twitter because it does have a bit of a learning curve. So let's think about Facebook in terms of it's kind of like your living room or a backyard barbecue or a big party where you go to and you know most of the people. Okay, it's pretty easy to get involved in conversations. It's easy to comment. It's easy to try to start a conversation about something you're interested in or care about. It's a personal place, okay? And you connect with people that you already know. Very, very few of us connect with totally random strangers on a frequent basis on Facebook. Now, you may be the rare person that goes and pursues open Facebook groups about healthy recipes and fitness and things like that, and you post content into those groups in order to connect with new faces and new business prospects. If that's you, you're doing great. Keep it up. But you still need content. But again, most of us use Facebook the way that Jay Martin talked about it at conference, which is you treat it like Facebook, where you hop on there, you see what everybody's doing, you hop off. So the goal of having content on Facebook is to, again, give you that authority, to give you that presence so that as you're making these healthy living posts, when the conversation does turn to Juice Plus at some point, it doesn't come out of left field and it doesn't sound like you're just pitching product all the time. All right, so let me show you an example of this. Let's hop over here to a web page. I'm looking at Jamie Kinsey's Facebook feed. You all may know her. She made 100 Club this year, and she is one of the brains behind the Healthy Living Revolution that's launching, and I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot about that through the new year. But she is a social media ninja rock star, but she's still on the soundboard because from her very own mouth, she said, it takes the burden of finding content off of me. So here's a post she made a couple of weeks ago. I just wanted to show you this because, again, in the spirit of talking around the brand, she made this simple post about tofu. But check out what happened. She got close to 60 likes, and then all this conversation popped up around this particular post. And so you can go through and check them all out. None of these conversations immediately turned to Juice Plus. But you've got all these people talking about healthy eating and healthy food. And so Jamie has told me, when she makes posts like this, sometimes they lead to JP conversations and sometimes they don't. But because she's doing this on a frequent basis, people are really engaging with this kind of content, and they are asking her questions that she can easily answer and then turn to the product as appropriate. And again, not every time. In a minute, I'll show you how easy the soundboard makes it to have something like this. But you can see even people who, again, are regarded as social media experts are finding good ways to leverage this content. Now, let's do a compare and contrast between Facebook and Twitter. So if Facebook is the backyard conversation with friends and acquaintances, Twitter is the cocktail party with strangers, interesting people, people that you haven't come in contact with before. Okay, so it's a really great place to rub elbows. Now, Twitter, I know it has more of a learning curve. I'm going to be providing a lot more education about the mechanics of how to use Twitter. I'm going to connect you with those at the end of this presentation that you will be able to draw from at any point to get more familiar and comfortable with the platform. But when you're thinking about Facebook, your audience and your connections matter because that's who you're talking to. On Twitter, Twitter's a social media platform in the sense that you are building a following, but it's different in that when you speak on Twitter, you are speaking to the entire world. You are not just talking to your followers. Twitter is a flat publishing platform, as I'm about to show you. So when you make a tweet, your statement, regardless of how many followers you have, is just as valuable as somebody who has millions of followers, because again, everything that is said on Twitter is public and everything that is said is easily searched and found. So Twitter's the place where you connect with people who probably don't know what Juice Plus is and are just out there looking for healthy recipes. They're looking for whole food information. They're looking for nutrition information, because that, people are starving for information about healthy weight loss that is not spam and it's not empty promises. And so if you can, be that person that is providing accurate, valuable information to people, that goes a long way. I'm about to show you how that works. From a mechanical perspective, especially if you've signed up for the original soundboard, you know how this works. Twitter as a platform allows outside apps such as My Business to automatically tweet for you. So if you pick up one of these plans that includes automated Twitter content, you're going to hook your Twitter to my service with one button, and then you don't have to do anything else, and I'm going to tweet for you every day, and it's going to go out through your handle to your audience and to the larger world, and you don't have to do anything. Now, Facebook does not behave that way. Facebook does not allow outside apps to do that for you. So what you are purchasing, if you choose one of these plans, is access to content so that you can have at your disposal very easily an ongoing bank of resources from which you can pull and post and have good stuff going out every single day. So let's hop over here to Twitter. So I'm logged in as the Juice Plus Helper handle, which answers questions about the soundboard. And I have created a search for hashtag healthy. And if you're unfamiliar with the way a hashtag works, when you include a hashtag in your message, you are stating to Twitter that you want your content included in the catalog of every single tweet that goes out that has hashtag healthy. So think of a hashtag as like a conversation cataloging system or a conversation unifier. And people use hashtags on Twitter all the time to find content because it lets them see everything that has to do with that particular topic, regardless of whether or not they follow any of these accounts. So what you see before you is, and I don't want to give anybody a headache, but as you scroll, you will notice every single one of these messages includes hashtag healthy, okay? But I wanted to show you this in particular because Christy Allen, is signed up for the Healthy Living Soundboard. Christy has 375 followers, and she's made a little statement here about she's passionate about sharing nutrition and changing lives. This is a soundboard tweet, okay? Christy did not create this tweet. My team and my technology created this tweet for her, published it for her, and it went out to her audience and, again, the larger world. Now, here is another example of or let me show you this. Let's go ahead and click it like this. So when this tweet went out, Christy got 1 retweet and 2 likes. So that means she got 3 points of engagement on this particular message that if she is staying on top of her notifications, these are 3 potential conversation starters. She has connected with people that may or may not follow her. She's got sexy health tips here. And some kind of Chicago food blog. And Janet Miller, another Juice Plus individual. So, of course, Janet doesn't need to buy Juice Plus products from her. But again, you've got new contact points here from people who you probably don't know who they are, let alone people that are in your immediate circle. Now, here's another example. Rachel has over 1,000 followers. She's sports medicine. This is a soundboard tweet that went out for her through her handle. And so, again, she got a couple of points of engagement here. But check this out. You'll notice this one is just an image, just a nice looking meme with a statement here. There's no link in this particular tweet. In this tweet, we have a link. And this actually goes to this woman's specific branded website. So when you sign up for an account, you drop in a website, tell me where you want me to send readers, and most of the tweets that go out will link people back to your specific site. Now, Rachel here obviously has her own brand going on and wants this promoted. Most people choose to put their particular Juice Plus site in the messages, but whatever you choose to do, we will include that in the tweets. Now, keep in mind, up here, we've got Christy with about 300 followers, Rachel with over 1,000. But again, their statements are included alongside all these other accounts. So Mama Gaia is a food blog that tweets about once a minute, all day, every day. It never stops coming out. But you also have, whoever else, you've got some kind of home goods thing here that's got 1,600 followers. You've got Maria here, who is a verified account, who is a social media influencer who has 163,000 followers. So the point is, when you think about Twitter and you think about your own account that has 12 followers, it doesn't matter, okay? You're not only talking to those 12 people because of the flat, open, totally open nature of the platform. So again, think of this as a place where you can connect with total random strangers. Now, the other thing I want to point out is this, without getting too deep in the weeds here. When you say something on Facebook, it stays on that platform, okay? And what I mean by that is outside web sources don't know what's going on Facebook. So think of Facebook as like this bowling ball where there's just a few inlets in and out to the larger web. Twitter is a sponge to the web. That is a very good thing and a very powerful thing. So Rachel here, every single tweet that goes out on behalf of Rachel and everybody else who signed up for Soundboard has its own unique link or its own unique web address. Okay, so think of every tweet as a micro blog or a mini web page. Now, I say that so that you can understand. Let's talk about Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe thinks Twitter is stupid. Mr. Joe is tired of hearing about politicians wrecking their career because they tweeted inappropriate things thinking it was private. And of course, by now we know it's not. He thinks Twitter's stupid because Wall Street doesn't understand it, couldn't be bothered, doesn't care. But Mr. Joe is on Google, just like all of our grandmothers and all of our kids are on Google. Everybody's on Google. So when Mr. Joe makes a Google search about healthy food, two things happen, one of which you are very familiar with. Google sends out its little search bots, and they crawl the web looking for websites related to healthy food. And they bring those sites back in your search list, okay? Super easy to see. We all see it every day. What people are less familiar with is this. Google and Twitter are married. And so what happens is when you make a Google search, Google also goes out and searches all of Twitter. It is constantly scraping Twitter. And Google is constantly looking for fresh conversational language about topics that people are searching for. It's not just about specific keywords. It is about full sentences and conversational language. So if you are tweeting on a frequent basis, which is what the soundboard does for you, and you are promoting a specific website, which is what the soundboard does for you, then your website that is getting mentioned on Twitter all the time can get brought back in somebody's Google search results way higher on the page rank than it would have ever by itself if you did not have your actions going on Twitter. So your ability to connect with people and getting organic traffic to your website, whether it's your Juice Plus site or your branded site like Rachel here, goes up exponentially based on your efforts on Twitter, regardless of whether or not the person who's searching on Google even has a Twitter account at all. The other thing is tweets are super portable, so that when you are asking Siri a question on your phone, she's scraping Twitter all the time, and she brings back web results and tweets. When you are using a digital service like Flipboard or Paperly or one of these really cool apps on your phone that you put your interests in and it returns a digital magazine to you for your easy perusal, it's scraping Twitter all the time and looking for this kind of stuff too. So the point is, again, what happens on Facebook stays on Facebook. What happens on Twitter goes all over the web. And it's very difficult to track, and it's very difficult to point from A to B to C to say, oh, I tweeted and someone found me on Google. That's next to impossible. But if you keep track of your own search results, like Rachel probably does with her branded site here, I promise you will notice an organic traffic spike. And eventually you will be getting sales from people who you have no idea who they are or where they came from or how they found you. This is how they found you. I know that's like massive data dump, but it's super important that you see why it is important to have a presence on the platform, apart from, again, growing your follower base and talking to your followers and talking to people on the platform itself. Now, where does Soundboard fit in? So Soundboard is designed to meet the needs of smart people like yourself who have a pain point with social media. 2 pain points. 1, you don't have time. 2, you don't always know what to say. Okay, so the Soundboard is designed to meet that need, those needs. It's very inexpensive. And again, from a mechanical perspective, I can tweet for you automatically every day. The rest of the stuff that I'm going to show you is a centralized location where you can come and easily post the content and have nice stuff going out every single day. So let's hop over here to your Soundboard. So we are at fuel.juiceplus.vip. Please notice there's no www. You can get there through your phone, through your desktop. We've got a nice welcome here for you and a friendly reminder to sign up by the end of the year to be registered to win the watch. Now, if you are interested, you hit pricing. We're going to see here, all plans come with a 10-day free trial. You can kick the tires, try it out, tell me what you think. If you don't like it, no charge. So we have 3 plans. If you were signed up for the original Twitter-only Soundboard, this has replaced that. It's $5 a month now. We tweet for you automatically every single day, at least once a day, usually twice a day. And we have good-looking photos in the stuff, and you also have access to our ongoing in-depth training. This is what most people choose to do because, again, they said, we love the Twitter content. Where's our Facebook content? Here it is. If you choose this $10 plan, what you are purchasing is access to the articles that I'm about to show you that you can easily copy and paste and share so that in just a few clicks, you've got good-looking content going out through any of these platforms here. If you would like access to those articles that you can share plus automatic Twitter content, that is the $15 a month plan. Whatever you choose, you hit try it now. We're going to create an account here. We'll refresh this to make sure we get a good, I was having an issue in the last session. So let's put our name in. We want, of course, to have an email address so that I can easily find you. And then if you have a specific website like our friend Rachel did, drop that here. Or if you have a Juice Plus site, either one, please put that in here. Okay, now tonight, for some reason, it really wants me to put HTTP in. If you sign up for an account tonight, it's probably you see this little warning I was getting. It says website is empty. For some reason, it's doing this. I've got a ticket into my dev guys. If you have trouble, just add http:// and it'll take it. Usually you don't have to do that. So I'm investigating that at the moment, but that's what you got to do. The easiest thing to do is if you have a big site like juiceplus.com/ blah, 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 just go to it, copy the whole address and paste it in here, and that should take care of it. So when you put in your password, we're going to create our account. Now it brings you back to this screen and it asks you if you want to do monthly or annual. So here you can decide. Of course, monthly is just going to bill you after your 10 days are up. If you would like to do an annual subscription, which is what most people have been choosing to do, it gets you 2 months for free. So all these prices here, instead of multiplying them by 12, you multiply them by 10. So I'm going to hit this button. And even though it looks like it prorates it per month, if you come down here, you'll notice that your whole year will be charged when your 10-day free trial ends. So this is $150 instead of $180. But whichever you choose to do, hit subscribe here. Now I'm going to pause my share so my credit card number does not end up on YouTube, if that's okay. And we hit pay. And it accepts that. And so then it kicks us to this screen where it's going to say, look, you've done it successfully. There's one more thing. So if you pick the $5 plan or the $15 plan, it's going to ask you to connect your Twitter handle. If you do not have a Twitter handle at this point, when you hit this button, it will take you to Twitter and you can create one right there. If you are a social media ninja and you run more than one Twitter handle, please make sure on a separate tab that you're signed into the one that you want messages going out through. My friend, a bank president, called me 2 weeks ago and said, I added the bank Twitter handle to this thing, turn it off. So I can switch it around for you. It's not a problem, but just be aware. So when you hit add your Twitter handle, I'm already signed in. So it takes me to Twitter. It routes me right back to the soundboard. And it says, congratulations, I have added this. Now, from a mechanical perspective, you don't have to do anything else. I'm gonna tweet for you every day. Now, just as a quick aside and a best practice, let's hop over here to Twitter real quick. And I'm going to pick on somebody who's not on this call, hopefully. When you create a Twitter account, if you created one for the soundboard a long time ago, or you're creating one now, there's two things that I highly, highly recommend that you do. First of all, when you create a Twitter account, if Sophie, you're on the call, so sorry. It's going to recommend a name for you because Twitter, a lot of names are taken. So you'll see, you can put whatever you want here, but this is the actual account name, the Twitter handle name. It's going to recommend something for you. Do not accept something like this because it's hard for you to remember, and it's certainly hard for other people to remember. So try to do something a little more creative with your name or put JP in it or something like that so that you can pass it around. The other thing is when you create an account, if you do not put an icon, an image here, or a picture of yourself, you are a Twitter egg, which means you have not yet hatched and you have not yet flown off into the land of tweets. And you do not have an image here. This tells me that you don't quite know what's going on. And I highly recommend, for your sake and for the sake of your account, that you at least take the time to put an image, put something in here. You have a lot of real estate here to put a big banner. And then you have 140 characters where you can tell something about yourself. So Be Personal, Soraya here, has done a wonderful job of just talking a little bit about herself. She's got a fun, cute picture here and a great image of vegetables. It probably took 5 minutes. You can put a link to your specific site here. I highly recommend you do that because a lot of times people on Twitter will see your stuff. They may or may not actually follow your account, but you will notice that you will get profile visits, which means people go specifically to see who you are and what else you have to say. And if you have your link here, that's a terrific way to generate some business. I did not do it here because this is a business handle, but you can also put the location of where you are. So if you are in Denton, Texas, or Missoula, Montana, whatever, I highly recommend that you do that so that you can connect with some local businesses and show up in local searches. So a little bit of a side. Again, I have lots and lots of Twitter training that will be at your disposal for more tips and tricks there. Okay, so when you hit this part, again, you are done with Twitter. Now you'll see there's a nice big button here that says sign into your new account. You're going to get an email from Stripe, which is our credit card vendor. And you're also going to get continual emails from me about product updates. So there's lots of ways for you to remember how to sign into your account. But the single easiest thing to do is simply go back to fuel.juiceplus.vip and hit the sign in button here. So I'm going to hop over here because I'm already signed in. This is what happens when you click on the sign in window. It brings you to this specific site. I'll plug in here. Battery's dying. And so what you see is a list of content that you can easily share with just a few clicks. We update this at least every business day. And again, what we're trying to provide for you is a time saver and a I don't know what to say resource, right? So it's all here. So every single one of these things that you see is either an article from the web, or I'll show you how this works in a minute, or just good looking images that you can share. So let's go ahead and pick something. Again, all of this is optimized for mobile. You can do 100% of this on your phone if you choose. So let's click on this, and you will see a live link to the article. So if you would like to read the whole thing, you can. Most of us are strapped for time, so you may or may not choose to do so. When you post an article on Facebook, it associates an image with the article. So here you can see at least a slice of it. We're working on giving you a little bit better perspective on the image. And then you can get a little preview of the article here. So you have this nice big share button. Now here's the part that, again, we at Edge Theory, trying to meet this pain point of I don't know what to say. We tweet for big brands. Match.com is my client. Mayo Clinic is my client. Washington Redskins are my client. And we have local small businesses. I mean, we run social media for lots and lots and lots of people and brands. And they're Viking and Range in the kitchen. The reason that I have these clients is because they all say, we don't know what to say. Okay, Hallmark is a $4 billion a year company because even our loved ones don't know what to say to us on special days. So think of this phrase, your suggested message, think of this as the middle of the Hallmark card. Okay, again, you are smart people, but this is overwhelming to a lot of us. And so what we've got here is, as you create your post, we're also offering and providing what to say to go with the post. Now, you don't have to use it. You can change it up. You can add to it. But what's going to happen is, if you don't like it, you can hit Get New Message, and we've got more suggestions here. Hit this Facebook button. You'll notice that it's going to auto-copy it for us. So we're going to hit Share on Facebook. And then all you have to do is paste in your suggested text. You can add to it if you want. Again, you can change it up, do whatever you want. And then you just hit post and you're done. So I've talked through this, I've slowed it down, but in 3 clicks and in a minute or less, you've just sent out a really good looking, authoritative social media post to your audience to get that great engagement. So we have food stuff on here. We have business-minded stuff. If you are interested in either posting you can post on LinkedIn if you want to, or let's say you maintain a Facebook group to grow your Juice Plus business. So instead of hitting this personal Facebook page, we're going to hit this separate share widget. We're still going to get this nice big share on Facebook button, but you'll notice we get a different widget here. So we're going to paste in our text. But instead of sharing it on our own timeline, we want to either share it in a group that we manage or a business page that we manage. I'm embarrassed at how many business pages I have. So here's Healthy Living Soundboard. And same thing. We've got our suggested text there. We hit post and we're done. So in about 3 minutes flat, my social media content for the evening is taken care of on my Facebook profiles. And now I would like to also send out some type of encouraging image. So this is a lot of the feedback we've gotten and responded to over the past couple weeks as people have been using this since conference is, hey, we love all these articles, but that's not always me. I don't always want to just share articles. I would like to be able to share images. So you'll notice a lot of these say image only, image only. We're working on a little bit better of a sort feature right now. This right now is just a list. It goes back a long way because we've been adding content to this since April. But if you find something that you like, we're also, again, working on a little bit better window here for you to see it. But all the text that would be on the image is here. So this is a nice saying. Those who think they have no time for healthy eating will sooner or later have to find time for illness. So we're going to share this. It just comes with the hashtag this time. And it works the same way, just a couple of clicks to get our Facebook window open. And now we just have a nice looking image. If you would like to, at this point, you could drop in your Juice Plus site if you feel like that is appropriate for you and your audience. If you wanted to, don't have to. But then you've got just a nice looking thought that's easy for folks to share. So this is, and I'm going to try my best to get us in under 8 minutes. So y'all can drop off, I understand, if you need to. But I do want to show you this. This is the point where most people say, wow, James, this is really cool. We really like this. You're going to tweet for me every day. But I still have to go and think about the Facebook piece of it on a daily basis. So this is where I'm going to introduce you to Buffer and Hootsuite. If you are unfamiliar with Buffer and Hootsuite, they are both free.com sites, and they both have free apps for Android and iPhone. Here's what they do. They allow you to connect multiple social media accounts in one location to manage. But the big thing is they allow you to schedule stuff out ahead of time, which is really powerful. If you combine that with your soundboard access, you can take care of all of your social media content. If you will sit down for 45 minutes a week, you can schedule out a whole week's worth of stuff and you don't have to think about it again for the rest of the week. Mm-hmm. So Buffer is a little bit more user-friendly up front. As you become a power user, you're going to hit the limitations of Buffer. Hootsuite is a little less friendly to a new person, but as you grow in this, you're probably going to want to end up there because it is more powerful and can do more stuff. But let me show you just conceptually how it works. So again, buffer.com, a free, separate from Soundboard, independent web service. You'll see that I've got my personal Facebook, my personal Twitter, and my personal LinkedIn all tied into my Buffer account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to the Soundboard, and I'm going to pick an article. I've been sharing all these up here. This one was pretty interesting about this seaweed that's become an additive that's been problematic for people. So we're going to share this. Again, we have our suggested content. So instead of hitting one of these 4 buttons, which is going to send the article out immediately, I want to hit this Buffer button, which is the 3-stack square hamburger. And it brings up the Buffer scheduler. So you'll notice my Facebook, my Twitter, and my LinkedIn are all highlighted. Twitter is taken care of for me because I'm on Soundboard. So I'm going to turn that off. You'll see this is the message for LinkedIn. I'm going to paste in my suggested text. Copy that old version because I didn't post it all the way. But let's be creative here. Let's say, how is this food additive bothering your system? And so we've got a good looking image, a good looking link here. But instead of having it go out right now, I'm going to hit this arrow and I'm going to do schedule post. So it's already 9 o'clock at night where I am. So I've passed, or I'm coming into the end of peak Facebook window for the evening. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to go out tomorrow in the morning when everybody's waking up and staring at their phones, drinking their coffee. So we're going to hit schedule. So in 3 clicks, I've got my post for tomorrow morning taken care of. Now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to find something else to send out tomorrow night. Here's a cool one: top 10 gift ideas for juicers. So I'm going to share this. Again, I'm going to hit my buffer button, bring up our scheduler. That's a good article to have go out on Twitter too. So I'm going to leave all 3 of them turned on. Paste in my text. Again, my cache is, I need to flush my cache here. Got any juice addicts on your list? And then we're going to schedule this to go out tomorrow night, peak hours being about 6:30 or 7 p.m. to about 9:30 or 10 p.m. So let's schedule that. So in 6 clicks and 3 minutes, my social media content for tomorrow is completely taken care of through using this tool. Now, here's where I highly recommend that you turn on your notifications on your phone for Twitter, turn on your notifications on your phone for Facebook, and then just like I showed you with Jamie, just like I showed you with Rachel, things do happen to these messages that we intentionally are always writing engaging content that is going to get attention. And so now it is your job to stay on top of those so that you can use those as conversation starters. Now, we've just broken the surface of getting you comfortable with Twitter. If you haven't been on the platform before, I highly recommend that you take advantage of some of these other resources that are out there for you that I'm about to show you, so that you do have a level of comfort there. But the whole point of Soundboard, again, is to meet this need of what in the world do I post? I don't have time to think about it. Therefore, I'm just not going to do it at all. So hopefully you've seen tonight why it's valuable to have a presence on, of course, Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn here if you want it. And then how this is going to save you so much time and get you involved in these conversations with your audience. So I want to go ahead and throw this up here. This is how you find, again, how to sign up. All these other ways are to how to find me and my team via email, Facebook, Twitter, and Voxer. Please check us out at the Facebook page. We have lots of training resources there. I will come back to this slide, but let me show you this one thing. We do have a help center here. When you're on the sign in, you can click this and go to Help Center, and we have a knowledge base here with articles, videos, all kinds of things to help with specific questions, and we're updating that on a regular basis. I'm going to go ahead and stop here and just open the floor for any questions, and then if y'all need to hop off or we need to close it down, y'all can tell me what we need to do.
Okay, James, I have a question.
Okay.
I'm going, what is flush my cache? Like all these terms are killing me. Is there a way that if our Facebook is linked to our Twitter, that it will automatically populate our Facebook page?
Yes. So you can tell your Twitter account, please allow Facebook to post. And so every time you make a Facebook post on Twitter, every time you make a Facebook post, it will automatically publish to Twitter. The problem with that is this, and I don't know if I'll be able to find an example for you. But when you do that, because Twitter has such and this is a live search, so who knows what's going to happen here. Apologies in advance. When you make a Facebook-related post, Twitter's very compact. You only have 140 characters. A lot of times people make posts on on Facebook that are longer than that. And so what's going to happen is, I don't see any examples here. It usually is just going to cut it off, and it just stops and it just trails off mid-word, and it'll do ... And so your thought doesn't get finished. if you're intentionally making a short post, knowing that it's also going to go out on Twitter, that will be fine. But the other thing, everything that I'm seeing in front of me right now shows me that these people know what they're doing. But a lot of times the images don't come through even when you want them to. But all these looks like fairly professional versions. But I can tell that these are coming from Facebook because it's got a facebook.com link, and that's why I searched for that. But yes, you can, but just be aware of it's not always going to look like this. Just because you've got an image on Facebook does not mean it's going to automatically translate to Twitter.
Okay, so, and just to be clear, for us to get it onto our Facebook page, we actually have to go into Soundboard and make it do that.
Yes.
It's not going to do it for us. Okay.
Yes, I cannot auto post for you on Facebook. So to get it on your Facebook page, you either have to come here and hit this Facebook button and complete the process, or you have to schedule it through Buffer or Hootsuite.
Got it. Anybody else have questions?
I have a question.
Shoot.
When you were on the Buffer and you had your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn together, and they were all three going to go out, the first post you shared, you took it off Twitter because you said you already are you're already posting towards Twitter. And the second comment or post you did, you kept Twitter on and went out to all three.
True. So there is two different thresholds of, I was really just showing you that so you could see how to turn the stuff off and on. On Facebook, there are a limit of how many posts people will tolerate in any given day because our feeds are a lot more compact on Facebook. I recommend no more than 2 to 3 articles per day tops on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Twitter is a totally different animal. There are 500 million tweets a day. There is no way that your audience will ever see everything that you do on Twitter, let alone the rest of the world. You could tweet 30 times a day and it would not be too much. So the point is, if you're signed up for Soundboard and you've got tweets going out and you want to add to that, do it all day long. There's no such thing as too much on Twitter unless you're tweeting once a minute, buy Juice Plus for me, over and over and over and over again. People obviously will get irritated with that, but you can't send too much out on the platform. So,
okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. I think I have Hootsuite that allows that everything that goes on Twitter gets posted directly to Facebook as well. So that means that as I'm getting lots of posts from Soundboard, then all of those are going on to Facebook. Is there any way to moderate that, or is it is it all or none?
So you can enable Facebook to receive your tweets. I recommend against that, just for the reason you're talking about with quantity. If you're just talking about having Facebook tied to Twitter, there is no way to control it's an all or nothing thing.
Okay.
With Hootsuite, if you're scheduling stuff, you can tell, just like I did with Buffer, you can turn the certain platforms on and off. But that's you intentionally scheduling it like that ahead of time.
Thank you.
Sure. This hasn't come up yet, but I do want to just point it out because it's such a popular question and platform. Instagram is another thing that folks ask about all the time. Instagram is an app, obviously, that resides on your phone, but it only resides on your phone. You can actually view it on the web, but you cannot post to it through the web. And so people say, well, does Soundboard work with Instagram? The short answer is no. The long answer is yes, but there's a trick. The reason that I say no is because Instagram, by design, does not have a quick and easy share button, because Instagram wants you tied to your phone and tied to your photo roll on your phone, because Instagram is a very immediate, personal, photo-based, real platform. They did not build it so that you could share articles or share random stock photos. They want you to share you. Now, stuff like this that is a good-looking meme image, of course, would work well on Instagram. This kind of stuff goes out all the time. So how do you get it from Soundboard to Instagram? Well, the short version, again, is it's difficult. The long version is it works. Oh, let me do this. It works with Hootsuite. So I'm going to hop over here to my Hootsuite, and I'm going to show you. I've actually got my personal Facebook, my Healthy Living Soundboard Facebook page that I manage, and my Instagram account tied in. For this to work, I don't want to spend 45 minutes on this, but you have to have the Hootsuite app on your phone. You have to have the Instagram app on your phone. But what you do is, when you find something you want to share, you hit the Hootsuite button here. It's going to
see his screen. Okay, James, can you take it back? I typed something to somebody and the screen share stopped.
Oh, all right. Let's try again.
I want to know the best time of day to tweet.
Best time of day to tweet, 24/7, because everyone that speaks English in the world uses Twitter. Best time of day to Facebook post, between 6 and 8 a.m. and between like 6:30 or 7 p.m. and 9:30 or 10 p.m. And there's usually a little spike in the middle of the day when people are at lunch and they're checking their phones. But basically meal times and right after are peak Facebook hours. Okay, so back to the Instagram thing. Anyway, so we do have Hootsuite integration. So if you hit the Hootsuite button here, you actually have to download the picture, but it will let you. And then if you check Hootsuite on your phone, it will be sitting there, and then it will let you move that over to the Instagram account. So I'm in the process of building a training video just for this specific thing, but you can pull it off. It's just not super simple like these other things are. So you can tell folks, again, the soundboard is in your virtual office under your personal file, but please remember, if you want to get included in the drawing for the Apple Watch for tonight's webinar, this is how to find us. I know we're running over time here, but unless anybody else has any questions, please email, Vox me, tweet at me, Facebook me. I will answer your questions. I taught 8th grade for 11 years, so I'm really good at answering questions that you might think are silly, but I know they're not silly. There's no such thing as a silly question.
Well, guys, this has been awesome. Very, very informative. I'm sure we're all going to listen again and again and just practice and get better at it. Thank you for making yourself so available to us, James. We really, really appreciate it.
Sure.
How'd you get so smart?
Just God made me that way.
Oh, good. Okay.
So stay tuned into the Facebook page. I'm working with corporate again on rolling this out more officially, but Leanne, if you like this idea, I'm actually writing however you want to run it, but between a 4 and 12 week education, in-depth social media, it's top to bottom, left and right training course that I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to run it. But I'll definitely keep you in the loop on that. But we're looking to do that in 2017 for lots of teams, because again, what you saw tonight is a service that you have to purchase. But if you aren't using social media, then ultimately you're not going to stay subscribed. And so we certainly want to keep you educated and keep you feeling good about it, because ultimately we want your business to grow. I mean, that's the real goal here. But don't feel like this is I told you this one thing and then we kick you out the door and say good luck. So lots of resources to come.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm excited.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Very cool. I'm going to stop the recording, and we all are like, yes, I want to be a part of that. So thank you again. Thank you, everybody, for being on. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
James, next time you're in Corinth, look us up.
Corinth. I haven't said it in so long. It's not Corinth, is it?
Well, either way. Tomato, tomato.
All right.
Thank you. This is
Okay.
great.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.